it that brings it to us, and that awareness of it, which is the manifestation process, right? It's the step wanting that wants us to get to where we are. So it is only that which is sustaining itself for the future to be that which isn't, but will be soon. So the knowing of source, for we are all one on our way home, united with the one truth, which is universal consciousness, is the thirst for knowledge to that which we seek, we left home for. The coming back home is reminding or remembering of itself in whole, not separate. So when we are waking up, we're remembering ourselves, our true selves, and our awareness, and we shed the false illusion that we believed in, which brought us here to this present moment, right? And so it is our suffering sometimes that leads us to our awakening. The experiences, if you've had a near-death experience, spiritual experiences, things like that, then you have an understanding of what I'm talking about. Now, I had a near-death experience, out of body, astral travels. I've had a lot of different spiritual experiences. I channel, do energy healing, and this is how I found my path from my awakening. So you see, my dears, that there are all one, even when we appear different and separate. It is just the not knowing, the emptiness, which is darkness, because what is anything that doesn't have light? It's dark. You can't see. It's like the void, right? It's like your room that you have a light in and it's nighttime out. If you don't have the light on, it's dark, right? And so it's just the absence of, right? Darkness doesn't mean evil, right? But people associate darkness with evil. It's just the lack of the light, is the being that has yet to come to light in the knowing. And when the light comes on, then we have the knowing. And until then, we live in the unconscious status, right? Which is just a space holder until you become the light, until you become aware, until you become the change of the existence, right? And so, and that's the evolving of the human condition, the form, the state of being, which is the awareness of itself, realizing itself in its highest form for everything and everyone, even including itself, right? So the change is happening rapidly now at this time, and its own awareness because of the Great Awakening, right? It's the change that's taken effect. It's affecting us all. Again, you know, the living truth comes through, and we don't really need to force it. It just happens. And so you could just walk by somebody and they'll have an awakening, right? It just passes through each other without even doing anything, right? So to which we all get there at some point. Don't worry, it is subjective, and knowing it can cause no harm in the being of it unless you choose it, right? So ignorance is not bliss, it is suffering. Knowing the truth of oneness, you're subjective in your being until we find the truth, right? So all truth is a false truth unless it is the one truth.